Hi, I'm John Blyberg. I'm the Assistant Director for Innovation and User Experience at the Darien Library in Darien, Connecticut. Well, I would define hacking when it's applied to computer programs as sort of taking existing programs and piecing them together so that they work in different ways that were originally intended. Hackers tend to be dissatisfied with the things that they have available to them. And by their very nature, they're trying to shape their environments to match what their expectations are. The SOPAC application suite, which I think certainly falls in the category of hacking in one way or another, depending on how you look at it. So SOPAC, for those people who are not familiar with it, is a third-party discovery layer, catalog, enhancement, whatever you want to call it, whatever they're calling it these days. And it integrates with the Drupal content management system, which is sort of, I think, becoming basically the best of breed open source content management system available. I think there's no surprise that many libraries are starting to adopt Drupal, as are many corporations and commercial organizations. It's a very stable platform, very extendable, built on its own APIs, which allows developers to kind of add on to it as well. So it was a very attractive choice for us early on, and well, even before that, when I was over at Ann Arbor, Drupal just seemed like a natural choice to use for this sort of thing because it fit nicely with sort of the ideals of hacking, right? Which is to make something that suited our needs, and our needs were really to serve the user and make the user experience much more comprehensive and much cleaner and much easier. So SOPAC, essentially what it does is it takes the content management system and it merges it with the discovery layer. So most websites, right, library websites you'll go to, and they could be very nice websites, but as soon as you click on that catalog link, you're actually taken off to literally a different server with a different set of stylistic elements. It's a completely different experience. And for the long term, that just did not seem like a tenable way to create a sustained digital experience or digital strategy for the library. And so SOPAC allows users to tag and rate and review items, but it's literally part of Drupal because it's a Drupal module. SOPAC really was kind of a hacker project, and it's really designed for other hackers, for other library hackers to go and suit it to their environments. And I hope it's a successful project, and I think that it's starting to be with a number of different libraries. But the idea behind it was that I wanted it to be hacker friendly, which is I wanted it to be extendable and flexible enough so that people could use it in whatever way that they felt that they could use it. I would like to see public libraries look at sort of the hacker attitude and adopt more of that. I think that we have more than enough intellectual capital to do the things that we need to do. Every time I go to conferences and meet up with my peers, I'm just blown away by how smart they are and how all the great ideas that they have. But one of the things that they're constantly bumping up against is sort of institutional inertia, and that's sort of the anti-hacker, right? I mean, there's because if hackers are anything but inert, so I think that what we can learn from hackers is sort of a willingness to take risks, a willingness to try things differently, to try things out, to experiment, to to play, to have fun, and to really enjoy the things that we have to work with. As far as public libraries go, there's an enormous opportunity for content creation, both by the library and by the users of the library. So, we have a number of really wonderful cultural programs here at the library that we have started to really focus on videotaping. And I guess we don't tape it anymore, right? We just video it. So we and putting that stuff online and making it available in perpetuity. And I think that that's something that we all ought to be focused on, and I think a lot of us are. I think the other role, of course, is enabling our users to participate in digital content creation. And I think maybe even beyond what we're doing with our own cultural programming, that's more important, because content creation is sort of that's sort of the social discourse now, right? I mean, if you look at social networking, that's the way that we interact with each other. It's not just chat and message boards back and forth, right? It's I created this, and then in response to that, I created this, and so you have these sort of very creative conversations that take place that sort of exist beyond just the superficial words that people are saying to each other. It's more about how do I participate in this co-creation, and the whole theory of memetics is a great example of that, right? So all the internet memes that are that are just sort of seep into our consciousness are a great example, because we all participate in them. And so what if you're left out of that? What if you don't know how to participate in that, but you want to? You want to feel that sense of connection. That's, I think, a really key piece of what we do, is enabling our users to become part of that conversation and feel comfortable being part of it. There's a technical aspect, right? Not everybody knows how to take video and edit it and post it and sign up for an account on YouTube or Vimeo or wherever. And I think so that's a hurdle that needs to be overcome. And then I think beyond that, I think maybe providing some context for that, some direction for that, and finding a place within our own local communities where that can be something that enriches our own local communities. After these people grow up and move on or pass on, that's a legacy that they'll have left, and that's absolutely important, that we need to be taking advantage of all the tools that we have at our disposal to preserve that.